Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me today on our first episode of Southern Soul. I am from Kentucky and soul food is just a part of our daily life. Today I'm going to be showing you a recipe for an apple pie. And everyone seems to love this, so I hope you and your family get together, make this and enjoy it. First, we're just going to start off with the ingredients. We have some Gala apples, we have a Red Delicious apple, and I have a couple Granny Smith. I like to use different apples just simply because the different flavors of those apples mix really well with the apple pie and gives it a great taste. Secondly, we'll be using an L8. If you're not from the South, you've probably never heard of it, or you might not like it, but it has ginger in it and gives the apple pie a really good flavor. Secondly, we're going to also have a half a cup of light brown sugar, a half a cup of regular sugar. We're going to be adding some vanilla extract, some cinnamon, some nutmeg, a whole stick of organic butter, a little bit of allspice, and we're going to be using some flour in there just to firm it up a little bit when we get to the end. So what we'll do right now is we're going to go on and cut up our apples. Well, actually, before that, I'm going to put a half a cup of water in this right here and kind of go on and turn the burner on just low. That way, when I start adding my apples in, they won't start going bad. We definitely don't want that to happen before we start making this pie here. So I'm going to add that half a cup of water real quick. All right, and then now we're going to go on and start cutting our apples. Just set these over here for a second. So we will go on and start cutting apples. Now, you can cut your apples whichever way you want, but I like to do it this way. And you know what I should have did first? I should have peeled this, which is actually normally what I do first, but for some reason I did not do that on the first one, so that's going to end up biting me in the butt a little bit, but it's okay. So I will go on and just peel this. That's why it's always better to pay attention to what you're doing, because peeling them before you cut them is always easier. Already peeled. I've got me a little bag on the side right here to put my peels in once they're done. And so I'm just going to go on and, roughly chop this a little bit. I want to go on and chop this one that I've got cut and go on and get it in the water to kind of slow that process so it doesn't turn brown. Okay, then I'm also going to go on and add just a little bit of this L8 to this water. That ginger can kind of help keep that really fresh as well. I guess I could have just did this. Bear with me, guys. All right, now, correctly doing so, I'm going to go on and peel the rest of these, and then I'll be back. All right, so I've got that apple cut out. And so we're just going to keep kind of repeating this process. We've got 3 more apples remaining, and you can use more or less depending on what type of ratio you like. If you are more of a filling loving person, use a little less apples. If you like more apples, than filling, use some more apples. It's totally up to you. You can definitely modify this recipe, any manner that you'd like. This is just what we like. To me, using it like this really gives it a good ratio between the sauce and the apples, or the filling, excuse me, not the sauce. And I did go ahead and pre-bake a crust. I just went ahead and popped that in there for a few minutes on 400, popped it back out. Now I got it sitting over here. I'm just waiting to get the filling in. So right now I'm going to finish chopping these, peeling these. Then I'm going to go on and get them in here. And once I get those apples done, I'll be back to show you the rest of the steps. Alright guys, we're back. So I've got all the apples in there. mixed up, ready to go. So now after we get the apples in there, our next step is going to be to put the... Alright guys, sorry about that. Camera went out for a minute. So I'm just going to keep mixing this up. I'm going to turn this on medium and I'm just going to let it cook down a little bit. Time-wise, I give it about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm really just watching. You want to make sure that the apples are getting fork tender. And so we're going to let this cook for about 5 or 10 minutes and then we'll be back. Alright guys, it's been cooking for about 5 minutes now. One thing I did forget, I'm going to put this half a cup of sugar, regular sugar, and then a half a cup of the light brown sugar. We want to go on and make sure that starts getting cooked in with the apples as they cook. And we will go on and let that simmer down for a little bit. Give it about another 5 minutes. And again, we're going to go on and mix these sugars in there so it can help break down those starches. And just give it about another 5 minutes or so. And then we will check back. You see how once you add that sugar, it starts to really make a good kind of sauce for those apples to cook in. So I will be back in about 5 minutes and we'll get that butter added. Alright, y'all, so I'm back. I actually let it cook 10 more minutes. I checked it at 5 and it wasn't done yet. And now you see how it's getting this nice bubbly texture to it. That's usually when the apples are done. And if I take it and I stick it in there, I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, fork go right through it. A plastic fork at that. That's when it's ready. The next step. So now I'm going to add my whole stick of butter. And once I add the butter, I'm going to add my vanilla. Now with the vanilla, kind of, add it as you see fit. But for recipe sakes, I usually do about 1 full teaspoon. And these are half a teaspoon, so I'm just going to do 2 of them. Okay. And if you want some really good vanilla, I don't know in your location where you're at, but I use this Madagascar organic vanilla extract from Kroger. Or any really organic Madagascar vanilla is really good. But it's all up to you what you use. And so I'm going to mix this up. Give this a minute, a couple minutes. And while that stirs up, while that cooks in there, I'm going to go on and get a side bowl. My side bowl here. And I'm going to go on and put, let's see, we're going to do a 1/3 cup of water. So let me go get my 1/3 cup over here, guys. Give me just 1 minute. Okay. So now, got my 1/3 cup, got my water. I'm going to go on and use my 1/3 cup. Put it in there. And I also want to go on and add some flour into the water, not the pot. So, grab my flour over here. And again, I am using 3 tablespoons. If I said that wrong, excuse me. This is my first video, so obviously you've seen I've had some hiccups, but it's okay. Because by the time I do the second video, I'm going to have it all together, I promise. So, 3 tablespoons. And this is a tablespoon. Alrighty. So I'm going to go 1. A little over 2. It's okay. 3. And we're going to mix this up. Just going to mix it up with this. It doesn't matter. It's all going to go in the same spot. And I get this. It's still a little... I think it's a little too thin. See that? I think they call this a roux. Not too sure about the technical term for it, but I know it will thicken up your pie. So, I just another tablespoon to it real quick, and that should do the trick there. Alright, so, sorry, my phone cut out again. If this isn't a roux, please leave in the comments what a roux is. Alright, turn that off. Move this flour over here. I'm going to mix this up again. And we're going to just kind of pour this little mixture in here. And move this over here. See what it does. It might need some more. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make a little bit more to thicken this up. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's okay. Oh, good. So again, just gonna wing it. Just gonna put a little bit more water in here, and put 3 more tablespoons in here real quick. Let's see, check this real quick. Yeah, it's not. It ain't the consistency I want it to be, so I'm just gonna mix this up again. Nope. Something doesn't want me showing y'all this recipe. I tell you. It's okay. I'm gonna show you one way or the other. It's gonna get out there. It's gonna get out there to the world. I want to share my recipes with the world and let everybody hopefully enjoy. If not, you know, you'll just get a good laugh out of watching me do this. Alright. My phone's about to die. Awesome. Alright. Sticking it up a little bit, but it's not what I want to do here, so we're going to go on and add another batch of this. Again, it's just flour and water. Mix it up. It'll thicken up your pie. So, oh yeah, it's going to do it this time. I can already tell, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Thicken it up, baby. All right. Thicken it up just the way I like. Yes, it is. All right, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to take my already pre-made pie crust. I'm going to go on and pour it in here. Just like this. And we are going to have enough filling for another pie. So again, this is going to be enough filling for 2 pies. Sorry, I gotta get this cleaned off of here, guys. It's driving me crazy. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna sit this. So got probably half of it left. Well enough for another pie. I'm gonna sit this over yonder, out the way. Let that sit there for a second, and I'm going to put the top on there for the crust. And again, you can make homemade pie crust, but for this video I knew I was gonna want to show you all everything, and I want to make sure you all know the oven is set at 350, and I'm just going to take this pie crust, and my phone's okay. I'm gonna put this over here like so, and I'm just going to gonna tap this in here, and now I'm just gonna pop in there. Hey guys, so sorry my phone went out, but this is the ending product. This is the Halloween version. Kids wanted to make a spooky face on there, so that's what we did. So again, it was $3.50, about 30 minutes, and this is the ending version. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to make an apple pie a la mode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this page, Southern Soul. Thank you and God bless.